This week, we're headed to California to hunt for Tule elk, a species of elk that is special and has a remarkable conservation story that dates back to the early days of California. This episode of Steve's Outdoor Adventures is sponsored by Pendleton Ammunition. Hunting ammunition for your rifle, hand-loaded, one round at a time. Tule elk, considered the smallest of the elk species, are found only in California, where they typically prefer to live in open country in semi-desert conditions, but they have adapted well to human encroachment and live in smaller ranges around rural towns and on small to medium-sized ranches, and thrive in the agricultural areas and around vineyards and on the surrounding hillsides. When Europeans first arrived in California, it's believed that more than 500,000 Tule elk roamed freely in California. But then, in the late 18th century, the Spanish introduced cattle and horses to the grasslands of the Central Valley, competing with the native Tule elk. Unrestricted hunting decimated the herds, and by the time elk hunting was banned in the state legislature in 1873, the Tule elk was believed to be extinct. Then, in 1874, a breeding pair was discovered on the large private ranch belonging to cattle baron Henry Miller. Realizing the importance of these elk, ordered his men to protect them. And over time, that herd grew, and while the story of the Tule elk wasn't done there, and several other people were influential in their conservation success story, Henry Miller is credited for the survival of the subspecies. And today, more than 5,000 Tule elk roam freely in California, which incidentally is the only state that has all three species of wild North American elk: the Rocky Mountain elk, the Roosevelt elk, and the Tule elk.
Well, we got 12 and a half hours to California. Got to pull it all in one shot, so we're ready to hunt in the morning.
This week, I'm making the long drive from Northeast Oregon, all the way down to meet my guides on a private ranch that is enrolled in the California PLM program. I have one of the 3 coveted tags that this ranch is issued each year to provide a fully guided and outfitted elk hunt on 5,000 acres of prime-time elk habitat. Now, this isn't the first time that we've come to California to film a Tule elk hunt. A few years ago, I came down to join good friend and client Mark Carter, and we called in a great 6x6 bull, and the action was unbelievable.
He's a 6 on his left.
And on the same hunt, I was able to fill my black-tailed deer tag on an awesome buck.
That's a good buck.
Stretching a shot out across the ridges, 600 yards.
600 on the money.
Awesome animals. Live in some cool country.
Oh, 13 hours into the drive. We're just getting here. If I'd known I was going to hunt on Burris Land, I'd have come here a long time ago. At Mendocino County, California. It's where you got to go if you want to hunt for Tule elk. Long day. It'll be an early morning.
So we could just roll out and start looking and stuff. Kind of a lot of glassing and stuff. Could try and call a little bit if you want. But for the most part, we'll just kind of drive to vantage points, look and try to locate, see if we can find them.
In California, the elk in the southern end of the Tule elk range near San Luis Obispo start to rut in mid-August. But as you move north, the Tule elk rut gets a little later. And in this region of California, the elk typically start to rut in early to mid-September. Now I'm here in early October, and while I expect the peak of the rut to be well past, I'm hoping to at least catch a little bit of the tail end of the rut.
That track's fresh as could be, man. Like, there's a real fresh track in the road here. I'm gonna grab my rifle. I'm gonna work our way around this point. There's got, I mean, pretty good sized track. You never know what you're gonna find. There's a herd of elk right here in the saddle, right in the rocks right there. There's a whole group of them. You can see them with the naked eye now. Cow calf, cow calf, cow calf, cow. There's 2 bulls there. There's one on the other side of the brush. One on the right's a 5x5. One on the left might be a 6. He's just through the, you see him just to the left, like underneath the big tree? Yeah. It's a small 6. He's got little 6s. 5x5 looking down here now. He's like, he locked onto that. Did not care. He locked onto it and then didn't do anything. Rut's got to be about over then. He's just not talking. And this rut is definitely toward the end or over. They're just getting fired up back at home, and here it's over.
Steve's Outdoor Adventures is sponsored by Bergara Rifles, featuring the new Pure Carbon barrels and a sub-MOA guarantee. Steve's Outdoor Adventures is sponsored by Burris Optics and the new Burris Veracity PH Rifle Scope.
All right, so we went out and hunted this morning, but I really didn't have a chance to check my zero because we got in after dark last night. And while I know my gun is on, or I'm very confident that it is, I probably would have taken a 50 to 100 yard shot if the right opportunity presented itself. I really want to check the zero on this gun before I'm going to take any shots beyond that distance. We're going to jump right out to 100 yards on the target and make sure it's 100 yards. All right, let's put it around downrange. All right, fire in the hole. Right underneath the bullseye. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot another one, make sure that wasn't me. One of the great things about the Pure Carbon barrel is you're not gonna get them hot without really trying. Fire in the hole. Same hole. You know, I'm about an inch low. You know, when I sighted this gun in at like 4,300 feet in elevation. So it would kind of make sense. I'm gonna go ahead and take it up. One MOA right there. Hopefully this will bring it up so I'm dead on. I want to be spot on because this scope is programmed for a pure 100 yard zero. It brought it up an inch. I'm still about a ½ inch dead left though. So I need to come right 2 clicks. I believe that if you're shooting a rifle at an animal and you think you know where the bullet's gonna hit, you should not shoot. You better know exactly where that bullet's gonna impact. Fire in the hole. And that's pretty precise. Now I'm feeling pretty good about this gun at 100 yards. Obviously I'm right in the center, right? I mean, this is bullseye, bullseye, bullseye. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna reset my clickless turret. I'm gonna set it back to the zero stop with my Allen wrenches, and I'm gonna then power up the scope. I'm gonna dial it out to distances, and I'm gonna start shooting steel and have a little bit of fun. 495 to that elk.
There it is. Hit bullseye.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good at 500 yards.
725.
It's 725 to the sheep?
Yep. Yep.
All right, we checked our zero at 100. We're shooting great at 100. Killing it at almost 500 yards. We shot the 720 yard ram, rang the clanger in the center of it. Now there's a 1,000 yard target out there. We're going all the way. We're gonna show everybody how accurate this Bergara Premier Series MG Light with the Pure Carbon barrel and the 300 Winchester Magnum is. I mean, I am ready to go, baby, go. Let's turn it on, dial it up. Ready? Fire in the hole. But just from an accuracy standpoint, I love how it's shooting. I mean, and once again, this is like an 8-inch circle. You got an 8-inch circle at 1,000 yards almost. I'm still well within, from center of plate, I'm still well within MOA.
With a little range time under my belt and feeling really confident about my rifle, we headed back out for the afternoon hunt, hoping that we would find a big Tule bull before dark.
Oh, he's sniffing.
He is. He's bugling. He just bugled. We're gonna hike up to this saddle and look. We saw some elk from a couple miles away. We should be within 400 or 500 yards now. They're starting to come down off the hill. I mean, I think the rut's over, but he's tending them cows. I don't know if he was on the outside looking in during the peak of the rut, but he's with them now. He's just a 5x5. He might have like a little 6 on his back left. He's not like what I would be looking for in a Tule elk. Oh yeah, he's definitely rutting them. Then there's a bull that's got like in the velvet. He broke off one side. It's like broken with a big bulb like the size of my fist or bigger right here. He's like a little 4-point. Oh, they're running down. There must be some water in this draw. Tell they're working their way down to get something to drink.
I have always found Tule elk to be aggressive and relatively easy to call.
We saw it. He heard it. He's locked in on us, no way to move. He's coming right at us, making good time.
And this bull is proving to be no different.
He's bypassing all them cows. He's on a straight side hill shot for us.
As he closes the distance from almost 500 yards to under 50 yards in a matter of minutes.
Good way to close out the night right there. I mean, he's in bow distance once he broke the crest of this hill. Semi-circled around us. He does not know what's going on. Pretty cool. He'll go back down to them cows. Keep playing Big Daddy down there. We'll keep looking for Big Daddy.
Steve's Outdoor Adventures is sponsored by the Far Wide app, putting outdoor intelligence in the palm of your hand. Sun's just starting to come up. Got to head up, get to where we can start glassing as the sun hits the landscape. Try and catch some of these elk before they're getting up into the timber to bed for the day. It's gonna be about 5 or 6 degrees warmer today than it was yesterday. And tomorrow's gonna be a day yet warmer again than it will be today according to the forecast. So we're gonna have to get some eyes on up there, like right at first light. First light and last light seem to be the busy time, so we're gonna hit it. Let's roll.
What we're doing is we're getting up real high here. We can see everything from up here. There's a little bit above us, but most of it's below us. And we're gonna try and maybe do some calling, but we're gonna do a lot of glass, and we're look down in here. Look down all these fingers, look down in all the green fields. Gotta find them somewhere. We can see down into everything here. I mean, there's nowhere to hide from us up here, which is cool. A little disheartening to start the morning off not seeing any elk. You know they're here, they just gotta go be found. When the sun's lighting all those hillsides up, we should be seeing elk. You know what I mean? They should, like they're gold nuggets right now, they should just be like ding, 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 just popping up everywhere out there. So over here on the neighbor's side of the fence and coming this direction is a big 6x6. He's real heavy chocolate horn. About the same number of cows as the bull that we were playing with last night. They got about a mile to go, but if they keep coming, it's looking pretty good. Following that cow. Well, he's going the right direction anyway.
Yeah, it looks like he'll pop out maybe just a little to the left there.
We're sitting up here. We're kind of in a catbird seat. You know, we're not doing much, but we're not doing much in the right spot. I mean, we've got elk coming through saddles. Well, I don't know, we'll see a herd of elk over there bedded in the rocks. The bull walked off of them. They're on the other side of the fence, but you know, not the end of the world. There's a herd of elk down here below us. They're right on the fence line, but they're gonna end up on this side because this is where the water's at. But and all of a sudden we have a spike come walking out of the trees down here, and I'm like, holy crud. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and head down, get a little breakfast. We're gonna glass that herd that's out there in the open yellow grass from another spot closer to the lodge. That's where the big boy's at. Hopefully they move this direction. If he comes back to them, we'll be in business. Well, that bull walked off of them, went up in there into the hills and the trees, and hopefully he's just up there watching them from a distance in the shade. Time will tell. Time will tell.
This segment is sponsored by Adventure Armory. Rifle, scope, and ammunition packages shipped, ready to shoot. Steve's Outdoor Adventures is sponsored by Pendleton Ammunition and their line of hand-loaded Performance TSS turkey loads. If you would like to book this hunt or any other hunting or fishing adventure, give our office a call. We will gladly take your calls, answer your questions, and help you book the adventure of a lifetime.
All right, evening hunt, day 2. We saw the bull we want this morning, way off in the distance, but he's not that far. He could be here by now. We can't kill him if we stay at the house, though. Operation Hammer Down.
Hammer down.
Oh, I see the elk. Yeah, they're coming out right below us here. That's the 5x5 and his chicks, though. But that bull is underneath the right oak tree. Yeah, that's him, 6x6. The elk we were watching earlier, the bull came back to him, and they're way out there on the other side of a vineyard and on the neighboring property. The bull we called in last night and his harem just came out below us down here below the lake, and there's a little lake down here below us. It's a man-made water feature, and the bull we wanted got further away from us. We went the wrong direction. And nothing new is moving up here. We're gonna go up. All the elk we know are in these draws are just not moving. We're gonna have to go find some more elk, hit some new country.
Okay, so this side of that 2-track.
Oh yeah, I see him. Laying on the ridge. He's not that far away, bud. Holy crap, dude. That's a tank. Like, I mean, that's a bruiser. 2, 3, 4. Boy, he's got big 5.6 on his left side. As the sun went down tonight, more and more elk started piling out. We've got a giant bull right over here, like just under 900 yards away from us, wrong side of the fence. I mean, giant bull. He's big. Down here, there's like 4 more 6x6s, 3 or 4 more 5x5s. There's a pile of cows and calves out there. They're going around to the acorn trees eating acorns, and they're mobbed in down there. The upside, while they're on the neighbor side, one of the cows has already jumped the fence and coming this way, back to our side of the fence. And if the rest of the herd follows, we're gonna be in business in the morning. I mean, we could be in business in the morning. So, time will tell. We got to figure out where the rest of them went. I keep looking here, get eyes on. Fighting. Hey, when he steps clear, I'm gonna drop him. They're getting a little more aggressive with each other there. Now he's the one on the left. He's in front. I'm not going to shoot because I'll get a pass through on him for sure. Sending. That was a hit.
Left bull, just standing there.
Yeah, he's down. Tule Elk down, boys. There we go. It was kind of quiet to start, and then finally below us we could see these bulls coming up the road. A small bull, then there was a 7x6, and he started kind of fighting with this. And honestly, I just lost track of which one was a 7 and which one was a smaller bull because I was focused on making a good shot. Of course, as you can see, I got the 5x5 instead of the 7x6, but that doesn't mean this hunt was a failure. That just means I made the shot on the wrong bull, and I still got a Tule Elk bull. I know that that is a privilege. It's not something that's lost on me, how unique it is and how few people actually get to hunt for Tule Elk. You know, it's a great place to hunt. What a ranch. I mean, the landscape's beautiful, the house is great, the cooking's fantastic. I mean, just everything about this experience was top shelf. And you know, this is a hunt that anybody who's chasing the Super Slam in North America is gonna have to do if they wanna get all 29 species of big game. And if you'd like to book a hunt for Tule Elk, give our office a call. We're always available to take your calls, answer your questions, and help you book the hunting or even fishing trip of a lifetime. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this week's show. But please remember to join us again next week when we bring you another exciting episode of Steve's Outdoor Adventures.
If you enjoyed this episode, please click like and subscribe to see more of Steve's Outdoor Adventures right here on YouTube.